What's up, guys? You're watching episode 16 of the Top Closer podcast with the VBros. Today we have a special day. Who we have, Dion?
Man, we have a savage from our company. And by the way, pull up your notebook because it's going to give you a lot of secrets. Right, my brother?
Yes, relax and take notes because what we got for you guys today is going to be a kicker.
Let's go, baby.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Top Closer podcast with the VBros. Oh, today we have a special guest. We have not only a guy that is a leader in a company, a guy that a lot of people look up to him, but we have a person that is the top installer of quarter number 2 for our company, for the entire company. The one and only Randy Arvelo. Welcome to the podcast, my brother. What's up? How you doing?
Thank you for having me. Doing wonderful, man.
I know you started with us. I know your background, but I want to start the podcast to introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit of what that you did in the previous company or what you were doing in solar in the past, and we take it from there, brother.
Okay, so my story is very long with solar.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
So
sold.
How many years?
I started in 2015. And I've been through probably every solar company under the sun. But I was selling, before finding Velaz Solar, I was selling in New York, and I was selling SunPower. Obviously, it was a good run there. I did get a lot of more experience selling in the 5 boroughs, because prior to that, I used to
challenging.
Big time. And I used to sell in Long Island prior to that, so it's not the same, the certain things that Long Island doesn't get that New York will get, and so you got to be careful what you're offering, right?
Yeah, New York's a tough market.
Yeah, it's a tough market. I mean, and then you have 10 different companies knocking the same neighborhoods, and so it gets a little tight. But I was sitting home one day and I was on the computer and I just went into Indeed and I put my resume out there. And
No, you literally found the best company that
literally
is sick. So let's make that make that clear.
Let's be
Make that
real.
statement, right?
Let's be real. When I spoke to JP over the phone, it was like, I like his attitude. His attitude is positive. He's a go-getter. He's ready for anything. And I said, you know what? He said, come in and let's sit down 10 a.m. Tuesday. And I came in. We had a really good conversation. And it was just like, from there on, it was just like, I love the energy that we have here in the company, Velaz Solar. Everyone here has to have manners, say hello to each other, whether you're yelling it. It's just that atmosphere that you really, really want to, work with, versus a dead office where you come in and everybody's like, head down.
Yeah.
You need that energy. That energy brings you to the next level when you go outside and you start knocking doors. You know that you're with the right company. You know with the right people, the good vibes. So, and then from there, I did manage a team prior to this, about 15 people myself. And, I did a lot of legwork for some of my reps that, were out there doing the big numbers. I would take care of the back end for them to help them out. And this is exactly, why I came here. When I came here and you guys gave me the opportunity, I said, I'm going to help everybody that I can, because that's just the reality. And, whether Armando, whether it's Wanda, whether it's Maria, whoever it is, Terrence, whoever calls me, I always pick up so that they could understand that they have somebody to help, that can help them at any time. And so
The little support that when you call you're the leaders or they call whoever. And sometimes we can get busy, like we're humans, right?
Absolutely.
And it's really good when you have somebody like you that that can get a little extra support. That's actually very powerful.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
a lot of new guys, they are like feel intimidated to reach out to the manager or to us, which is they always say, I don't want to bother you, JP. I don't want to bother you, Randy. And we say, you're not bothering me.
No,
If
that's
you're
not.
working, that's what we do. And that's what we create in Velaz Solar, that you don't have to be the manager.
Yeah.
To give support and lead others. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Especially when you have knowledge.
Exactly.
And I actually want to save something that you mentioned earlier. You were talking about the energy. Everybody's saying good morning. This is not just because we're recording this. You are one of the few person that always says good morning.
Always and loud too.
Yeah, and loud. Yeah.
Put a nice quote.
Capital letters. Like you wake up early. You let everybody know that you're in the room.
Absolutely.
Especially when we go to the office, right?
That's another hello here, very loud.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're always on time and all that. The energy is always on point with Randy. So I just want to make that clear, brother.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I always thought that if you're on time, you're still late. So
Exactly. Yeah, you said it a few times.
so
Going back to what you said, I know you spoke with us over the phone. You came to the office. You saw their energy. You saw who we are. Yeah, because it's a whole different atmosphere, a whole different vibe, which is another. Because we want to go to next level every single time. All right? What? Tell me a few struggles that you had in the previous company, right? And then did you learn from those mistakes in personally and the other company that help you become the person that you are today?
I'll tell you what. I found myself having to even go to the city hall numerous of times to get permits, like in order to get installed. And it came to a point where they had 6 permits that they couldn't get, and I would go there, pay a fee or a fine, whatever it is, and I would have to collect these permits to get installations done. So I noticed that I was doing a lot, but I wasn't being taken care of in any other way. So I was just doing so much legwork, and whenever I needed something from the company, they weren't able to deliver. And that's one of the things that you don't want to have to go through if you're especially doing your part and you're doing more and going beyond what you're supposed to be doing. And so that was a rough part. Personally, I enjoyed working with the people that I was working with, but same time, I moved here. And when I moved here and I made that transition, I said, okay, there's work everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you start looking. Whoever doesn't look doesn't find. And when like I said, I came to the office, I felt the energy, I felt the vibe, and I was like, this is it. That's how I felt.
I appreciate it.
You said that since day one. I remember.
Absolutely.
You remember what he told us on the Christmas party? Well, of course, we have a Christmas party at the end of the year, the whole company, and we were having a good time. You told Dion, like, I've been looking for this for years. Been doing solar for 18 years, almost a decade. And I can tell you, while you guys are creating something special. I remember you started really hot. But after you said that, like every single day, every single month, you just nonstop working, being focused on what you're doing.
Absolutely. So it's I love knocking doors, but I also love having people that I've done business with work for me as well. It's very simple to get an installation tomorrow and then don't turn back around and say, hey, I need some referrals. You have to ask. If you don't ask, you don't get.
That's true.
You don't get
the people are going to see what's going on. They may ask for the information, but they may not call.
Yep.
Or a text, or hey, I just passed by your house. The panels are looking amazing. I was just wondering if you have any extra question. And right now we have a referral bonus.
There you go.
Little things like that. That is literally the same thing that we always say at the office. But it's like we're saying, if you don't ask, or if you don't say something, you will never receive what
No, absolutely
you're
not.
looking for.
And you got to understand that when you're a homeowner, in your phone you have more than 5 people that are homeowners as well. So I feel like, hey, I know you can go through the phone, get a family member, get a coworker, get whoever it is, just to have a sit down with me. I do the rest of the work. My thing is, I'm getting to that point where, unless it's a credit file, I'm not walking out your house. You know, and this is just how I feel.
And
the energy that you guys have given me, transferred onto me. I was already good at what I was doing, but it's just feels like it's a family vibe.
There's always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
You know? And I always say, every customer that you see and that you have in front of you, you should treat it as gold.
Absolutely.
Why? Because it's a lot of homeowners outside, but in reality, there's not. Especially where we live, that is a lot of 2-family house. Sometimes the homeowner doesn't live there, or you're knocking doors, or it's snowing, or if it's in winter. So all those little things, it makes it a little harder. That's why New Jersey is a really good market, but at the same time, it's tough, right? Because
absolutely,
you know, and that's a blessing that we have here. That, you know, if you're a top performer like you are, you will receive company leads from us.
Of course,
and they add up.
Do they?
I have a question for you, though.
Yes.
Why? I know you're a special person, and I said that today at the meeting, because everything that you say, you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But let me ask you this: what kind of triggers your head of, like, some of the tips that you said also at the office today, but at the same time, tell me like one of the things that goes like behind your like your day, so you can like schedule those installations, follow those customers, like, because it's one thing following up, and it's another thing like putting in your calendar to follow with this customer, or like, okay, like you say that you're gonna do something, then actually do it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why. I think I got the best smackdown from JP when he told me to show him my calendar.
And I'll show you how much money you're missing.
Absolutely. So it's been, the calendar is great.
At the office.
Yeah, the calendar is great. So calendar helps out, but my first thing is wake up, shower, coffee in hand, dress, ready for war, and call. BPS, check this. BPS, check that. Check this. Once I know all of my deals are either the same, or if I know of a change or a funding kickback, I take care of it. And
you feel like a little relief. Like,
yes.
Oh my God. Not only I solved this, but I did something productive.
Because I had a little failure at the beginning when I came. I came in to run a credit. My first day, we ran a credit. Remember that?
I remember.
And we passed the credit, and we got the credit assigned, right? So, but I noticed that I needed to adjust certain things. My attitude wasn't the best at that point, but I was positive.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the best attitude. And when you adjust your attitude and you're positive and you're getting that good feedback, that's when you start taking care of all of your jobs, making sure that, listen, one client can know another client of yours and you don't know that.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? It could be it's that simple. So you got to treat.
That literally happened with one of the sales reps.
Yeah.
When they canceled because like they didn't build like enough connection.
Right.
Then another rep went, they built it, and then she got like an extra 2 referral from the same customer, and they knew each other.
Wow.
So it was crazy.
See, so it's just, if a client calls me, I'm picking up because I want to know what their concerns are.
Yeah.
In order for me to fix something, I got to know what's going on. If I don't pick up, I don't know what's going on.
And then that was gonna happen after that.
They send an email canceling your order, and I went through that.
And they would never pick up your phone.
Yes,
after that.
forget about you getting them on the phone after that.
100% on that.
You know what happened with beginners, or like anybody in life? They just wait for something bad to happen, to change, or to adjust. I love what you said. Like, you start your day, take a shower, get some coffee. You need a coffee, right?
Yep.
And get dressed right away. Like in my house, a lot of people, we work from home sometime, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you are dressed, with your uniform, like dressed to go to work, like you said, like you just working. And before, because you're not going to be knocking doors at 8 in the morning, but you're just winning the day already. You're just winning with resolving from the
you're having those small wins.
Exactly. They make you the big.
That make you big.
If somebody called me and says, can you come right now? Because I can't wait another half an hour for you. I'm ready to rock.
Yeah,
exactly. But if you're still in bed, hugging your pillow, you haven't taken a shower, you haven't brushed your teeth, you see like how far it is. Sometimes it's literally 30 minutes.
But it takes you an hour to get there.
Or more, because like now you got to wake up, and you know what I mean? And then the customer gets mad and they leave, especially when it's a day of installation.
Absolutely.
You got to be available, doesn't matter. Like if you got to go to a meeting or something, hey, can we do like 30 minutes later or something like that?
Absolutely.
Or that's high priority.
I agree very well, very much with that. Incluso, right? I felt like sometimes I get stuck because sometimes I put 2 installs in one day, and one would be, and the other one would be, and so then, but you got to make it there. You got to show your face, and people do respect that. A few installs that just been going in, they see my face. I sit there. I bring my guys some Gatorade. Make everybody feel good. When everybody feels important, they take care of you, because once they see I show up, they okay. We already know who he is.
And by the way, he's giving you some keys. Like we do these podcasts every day. A lot of people don't take their notes. They're like hugging their pillow or something like that, and they just wasting. Let me just wait an extra 30 minutes of my day listening to something. Yeah. Remember, we're not in this business of just for a waste of time. We are in the business to create value to the customer, make money, but more importantly, everything that you are saying is called being different. Mm-hmm. If you are different with yourself, with your homeowners, with your team, people see that. Absolutely. And like I was saying, someone else here in the office today, you have to understand that everything that you said through your face, through your mouth matters, because people are listening to you.
Absolutely.
So you cannot say like just random stuff just because. And at the end of the day, like we've been saying, you gotta be better. Like here, there, okay. How can I do 10 installations in a month?
Not only that is what could I have done differently, and how am I going to change that? So, some people would look at, you might get somebody that just canceled just because, whatever, they're moving in the next 6 months to a year. That's going to happen. Yeah. What's your attitude? Is that going to bring you down, or is that going to make you go harder because you just lost something and you need to gain it back?
And I want to go back to one story. I'm going to touch on that now. Okay. But 3 things that is stuck with what you said is going above and beyond, right? So you got to go above and beyond, which is being different, right? Yep. Being prepared. Mm-hmm. So you're not hugging your pillow, like Dion always said, being prepared. But last but not least is being coachable. Absolutely. Like there's people that have ego, have entitlement. They've been doing this because they've been doing this for 6 months. They think they're good. You've been doing this for a decade, longer than us. Yeah. And like you said, you came here with being positive, but not the right attitude because you thought that you knew all. Like at the end of the day, you had to be coachable, because we told you there's new levels to this. Yep. There's new levels, and you had to be humble to embrace that level. Because if you want to become the new version of yourself, you had to kill the last one, all right?
Absolutely.
So that's what I love about you, that like everybody, when you get to a certain level, you got that ego. Like, I know everything, I don't need nobody.
I can't do that.
That
doesn't work for me. It wouldn't work for me. It just doesn't fit in my routine to be such a person that can't be taught anything. Honestly, I learned from younger kids in the company of certain things that they say that flow so good that I wish I was using, as well. But I do now. I put it together, and whatever my style is, my sauce is, and whatever I'm using that's working for me, plus I wanted to have a meeting with the guys for at least 30 minutes just to bring some of the information that I bring to a client and show, because most of the time you can close the deal without talking too much. That is the best thing to do.
For sure.
A lot of people throw up on themselves and they walk themselves out of a sale.
Yep, that's true.
Yes, definitely don't talk too much. Let's divide your process into two. What do you do? Give me like 3 tips that you do when you close a sale, and then give me 3 tips that you do to install a customer.
Okay, so the first thing I do is they used to call me the chameleon in my office. So
The what?
the chameleon. So let's say an 80-year-old 4'9" lady came to the door, I would literally turn into her. Obviously me being a bigger guy, I keep my hands inside here instead of with you're talking and you're going like
being
this.
aggressive.
So somebody comes to the door, he's 6'10", and he's just leaning up against the wall. I'm gonna do the same thing, so I mirror the person that I'm talking to.
So we can agree the first tip will be mirror
language.
yourself
Body
with the homeowner.
Body
And again,
language.
10 more seconds at the door before it closes in your face.
Yep.
You want to get to the point of why you're here. They know why you're here. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to educate you on something.
Let him know.
You know what I'm saying?
They know what's
and
up.
so
Tip number 2, what do you think?
now tip number 2 is sincere. Like, it's just telling the truth. When you tell the
Like
truth,
that.
people can see that.
They can sense it.
They can
feel
sense it. This guy is really passionate about what he's doing, and he knows that this can help me make this decision. Right? My next thing is to hold you by the hand and walk you across the street to bring you through the process.
Powerful.
So I don't like to have a conversation with a client from front to front. I end up making my way to their side, so we are not talking this way as we're friends.
Yeah.
Like
You're not making the process just a transaction.
Correct.
Like a lot of people know salespeople, they're a liar. That's being said. That has been said for years and years. Am I right?
Yep.
But like you just working with integrity, and customer can feel that when you mirror them, body language, helping them, being truthful about the whole process. And that's why you are able to sell consistently, right? And getting installed.
Right.
Every single month, consistently every single quarter.
If I tell you how many people I went behind on an appointment that they weren't able to close and I was able to close, it'd be countless. It'll be countless. Like, obviously, I can't make all the sales myself. It could happen to all of us.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I go there and I want to have the impact where they understand I'm there to help them, not push them, coach them, and I even tell them. I've had customers that I actually close say, "Oh, I have another proposal, and it's either cheaper or whatever the case may be."
Let's see how you manage
man.
that. Let's see how you manage that. Let's see how the top installer manage it.
And I've been able to turn them around. Listen, I'm not here to be priced. I'm not the cheapest. I'm not the most expensive.
Yep.
That's, but I'm here to help you out in whichever way I can, and we get it done. We get the job done, right? So installation, I like.
By the way, hold on. If you don't have your notebook, all right?
That's 10 years. That's a decade.
Exactly. If you don't have your notebook, you're not taking all this knowledge. This is the only time you can keep the knowledge to yourself. All right. But please have your notebook on the side. Go back to the video, whatever he just said. Why? Because this is the top installer of quarter number 1 in our company. So you should listen and pay attention when people say stuff like that. What do you think? Top 3 tips to install a customer after they, you went to the house, everything is good.
Okay.
They understood everything. You bring value, like you said, and now let's get it to the roof. Now, I'm gonna divide that into 2. 1, like a layup, right? Like a easy customer, like a smooth transaction, and let's do like a hard one, like roofs or an adder, stuff like that.
Okay, so
3 and 3 tips.
So what so like a layup, I wouldn't say anything's a layup because something can go wrong at the install, right?
Yep.
And we may have to take off and go do the install another day. But the key is
because sometimes the layups is the worst.
you fall apart immediately, which
true,
is
And the hard one's the one
is
that
the ones
really
that
wants
easy,
it.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, life is complicated. give me a tip. Give me those
Absolutely.
tips.
So my thing is always to stay in touch with your client. Let them know where they're sit. If we're pulling permits and we might just get permits next week, they should know that. You should know your customer's schedule, what days they're off.
Man, hold on,
That's actually true. You know,
you
like
don't have-
they
you
don't
don't-
work. They don't work.
hold on,
They
hold
don't
on,
work
you
on
don't-
Wednesday.
You don't have a notebook, so I can take that from myself.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like that one.
No,
I like that
absolutely.
one.
So what I did with my yesterday's schedule, and I already knew he's off on Thursday. He's not off. He works from home. So what better day could I give him for an installation?
Thursday.
I could have made it happen tomorrow or, before, a day before. But I already knew that's just it's gonna cause conflict.
Yep.
So why give somebody conflict when you know exactly when they're off and you can get it done?
Especially if something bad happens, he's gonna be mad because he's working. He won't be able to do it. He's gonna be mad at you.
Took a day off, lost some money.
Exactly.
You know how it goes. So he told me, hey,
So we can agree that tip number 1 is not only following up with the customer, but like knowing which type of customer you have in front of you so you can do the proper follow-up.
Absolutely. I sold this guy. Everything was all love. I had to come back with bad news, which is not bad news. Your electrical is not good. We're going to fix that for you. Okay, how much is it going to cost? It's going to cost you $18 more than what I told you. He said, oh, really?
That's
Okay.
it.
Let's continue the process. All right.
Signed all the paperwork. Again,
However, I want to put a parenthesis. It's not the same. Let's say, for example, you close this deal, you're gone like for 3 weeks, and then you go like out of nowhere, hey, I have bad news for you. It's going to be $18 more. Most likely.
I was at the site survey day. I was there. I spoke to the site survey guy. He says, I think they're gonna call this MPU out. I said, great. I got most of these guys' phone numbers. Hey, listen, how was that site survey? I want to know firsthand. So he told me, yeah, I think they're gonna call this out. It's gonna need an upgrade, and the box is a little outdated. Okay, great. Call BPS. Hey, can you guys give me the amount of where I need to have this EPC? Hey, here it is.
So you basically were ahead of it.
Yeah, I was
Ahead of the competition, ahead of the process.
Exactly.
Because this is
Absolutely.
the thing, and people think that the sell is just you sell and you forget about me.
No.
This is a whole process.
That's why
Absolutely.
we call ourselves consultants.
That was what was
Exactly.
happening to me when I first came in. That's why I wasn't getting the installs because I was all over the place.
That's true.
And I wouldn't
I
get the
remember.
installs done, And so
After we got multiple conversations.
yeah. And then I started just really focusing on the people that I have. When I see something in an email or if
On
I
top
catch
of
it
it.
myself, you're on top of it. And so once you do that, I can guarantee you that installs are going to happen. They're going to work. They're going to happen. They're going to go to where you need it to get to. And people are going to be happy. We do such clean installs. It's unbelievable.
I'm just gonna say, going a little bit like a summary of what you said. It just if you're different, go above and beyond. You follow up with your customer and make this process not transactional. That's how you can be a top installer in this industry. Because at the end of the day, if you go to the house just to explain about solar for an hour and disappear,
They don't.
they don't. Like when good or bad news happens, how are they gonna receive it if you ghost them?
Yep.
And that's a common mistake when you start in solar.
Yeah,
So
and that
because
was my
people-
main issue. You should see the relationship I have with people I sign up.
I-
They're literally happy. When I'm calling them, they're happy to pick up the phone.
I want to,
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah.
Can you repeat?
They're just looking. They're looking forward for that phone call.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Randy.
Yeah. Once they listen, once I finish an order with someone, I chat with them for at least a half an hour, just to talk about something completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to Puerto Rico. Oh, listen, you should go here. I know I have family here that own restaurants here, and check it out. You're going to be there for a week. Let me know how it goes. If you need to call me as well. So I'm building a lot of rapport and a good relationship and a good vibe with all my clients. So when I call them, they're happy to pick up the phone.
Man, like that notebook should be filled of tips. If you need more tips, and I think this has been the podcast number 1 that we ever get more tips.
Yeah.
And not other than Randy, he's like I said, top. You were gonna be also the top top sales rep in sales also.
Yeah, he's right there. He's right there.
I think so. You were number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the little things that we say in our meetings every Tuesdays and Thursdays, on Fridays also. We always say how you can be better. He had 10 years of experience in selling solar, but that's not enough. Some people that have more than you, and some people that have less than you, that they are better than you, and it's because of a reason. As I said today, there's 3 levels in solar. The ones that you start, you got a knowledge, you can taking the training, you're going out to door knock, perfect, and then after that you start making some sales. After that, you start making some sales, you see they're coming in, you're closing at a higher percentage, and then now you're closing 20, 30, 40, 50%, or even more if you're a really pro. And then after that, this is the most difficult one, which is getting the money, which is from sell to install.
Glass in the roof.
If you're a rookie, like I always say, you're gonna install at 30%. Like if you close 10 deals, only 3 are gonna get installed,
Ouch.
or 5 are gonna get installed.
Ouch.
However, if you're a pro at the install part, let's make that clear. If you're a pro at the install part, you're gonna be installing at a 60, 70, 80, or 90 or 100% of all your deals that you do. Taking in consideration that sometimes you get DQs and stuff like that, sometimes that we cannot control, but there are some months that you can get literally 100% whatever you sell to install.
Absolutely.
That's right. So I want to talk one story that I think changed your perspective when it comes to selling. There was a customer. I don't know. I'm not gonna mention the name.
No, you could go ahead.
Yeah,
If
a customer. It's a customer that you went to the house like twice. And in the company he was rebooking the appointment, right? And he was not talking anything bad about you. He was talking really nice. But you said, you remember now? You said this customer doesn't want solar, JP. This customer doesn't want solar. And you went on a Saturday. And I told your brother, just listen to what he's saying. And he's gonna tell you how to be close, because it's impossible that this customer doesn't want to go solar, right?
Correct.
If he's still putting his information. It's just there's something that we couldn't handle it. Like we want to blame all the lead, the customer, we should be blaming ourselves.
It's
like we didn't
them.
help them, right? It's about them to sell the vision of how the solar is gonna look like. You went on a Saturday and you sold and got installed, and you went from not wanting solar, the wife don't want solar, for the 3rd time. Listen, okay, let me have a real conversation. And after that, that was like 3-4 months ago. After that, it is nonstop. Did that change you a little bit in your process? What do you think?
Yeah, because look, I'll be honest with you. You know what really changed my process as well too, is the energy, the hunger that's in the office. I see the numbers. Everybody is hustling. Everybody's working. Everybody's putting in the time. And when you see a smile from ear to ear on pretty much 98% of the reps, it's for a reason.
Yep.
You know what? Money doesn't make the world go around that's not the only thing we're here about, but when everybody's having a good time, you can see that. And so I said, I want to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a good time too.
Yeah, because you're working
right.
regardless.
Yeah, and so that's what really just changed. It just snapped. And I said, yeah, this is what's got to be done. I got to go back to basics, and I got to do what I got to do.
Back to basics.
Man, there's nothing better than making money, having fun, working with a team that you like, that you love, going out for team activities, knocking doors, making phone calls together.
Absolutely.
And by the way, everything that he said, for the record, is not
it's not rehearsed.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have nothing written down here, right? He just came from, he said everything from his heart, and more importantly, this is how we treat everybody in our company.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, not everything is perfect. We all know that. But when you have stories like Randy that literally make a difference, and you start from here, and then you go up, and then you go down, and then especially when you're at the top, and more importantly, being consistent, there's nothing better than that.
Absolutely.
My brother, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, my brother.
Absolutely.
Keep growing with us.
And by the way, put your notes that you put in the comments. Put all the notes that you put over there. Why? Because I'm gonna watch this podcast again, and then I'm gonna take notes myself so we can say it to the office.
And by the way, a lot of company doesn't show their secret, doesn't tell their secret, and most of the top performers doesn't tell why they do it, and how they do it.
Hold on,
so we have
repeat that again.
a lot of top performers. They don't want to show their process. They don't want to say their secret because it's gonna be stolen. Not here in Velaz Solar. Everybody's here to be a leader. Everybody to help somebody else to go to the next level. So we're talking about a guy, not only he's a top performer, he's been doing this for 10 years, and he's coachable to be the next version of yourself. So like I said, we welcome you, and we are thankful to be in Velaz Solar. We're looking forward for you to go to the next level.
Absolutely.
And like we always say,
win with us.
Watch us win.
Let's go, baby.
Go.